What's up YouTube, this is the Keyboard Warrior here and we are back with another video. Today we're gonna talk about the best graphics settings RTX 2060 users could use for the Ghost of Tsushima. Right, so here we go. Firstly, we go to display and set this to exclusive full screen. This is gonna give you the best performance. Display should be your native monitor resolution, whatever you have here. 1440p, use that. 1080p, use that. But I would suggest using 1080p for 2060s because the card is not that good, so 1080p should be the best for RTX 2060s. Alright, so then we have the refresh rate, obviously the highest one. VSync should be off because you want more frames, and if you turn it on, there's a chance that you might get a little bit of input delay, which you don't want. Alright, the next one we have is the upscale method, and I prefer using AMD 3.0 over DLSS, and that is because if you combine this with the AMD FSR 3 frame generation, you get a really good FPS boost. Alright, upscale quality should be quality. If you want more performance, you can go for balanced, but you could use quality for RTX 2060s, it's fine. Turn this to off. Alright, we don't really need this. Okay, also make sure that you have NVIDIA Reflex low latency set to off, because if you turn it on, it might impact performance just a little bit, but you won't really need this, so turn it off. Then we have the graphic settings. Over here I like my field of view a little higher, so I might just set it to 25. Remember that the higher your field of view, the more you get to see on the screen, and that would mean that more elements will be rendered, and that would mean that you might have a decrease in performance. I normally want to view whatever is around me so that I could get the best visuals. For me, visuals do matter a lot, and especially for games like this one where the graphics is just outstanding, mind-blowing, breathtaking visuals we have. So I would rather set it to 25. You can definitely go ahead and set this to a lower value or the default value, but for me it's 25 is fine. Texture quality, again, we have RTX 2060s, so we have like 6 GB. If you have 6 GB, you could use high or very high, right? Texture filtering does have a little bit of impact on the performance, but for RTX 2060s you could definitely use 16x. You won't have a problem with that. Shadow quality, I know this has the highest effect on performance. You could either use very high or high. I wouldn't recommend ultra, but I just love the visuals of the game, so I would just use ultra maybe. But I would normally prefer RTX 2060 users to use high or very high. Okay. Level of detail, again, high is fine, absolutely fine for RTX 2060s. But I'm just crazy, so I would crank it up to very high. Terrain detail would be high, that's fine. Volumetric fog, this one eats up your frames, so medium to high, not more than that. You won't even notice a difference between very high and high. Ultra, yes, you would notice a difference, huge difference, but just stay high. Okay. Depth of field completely depends on your personal preference, doesn't really have an impact on performance. These two, like I said, I'm crazy, I would use it on very high. 2060 users, I would recommend using this on either low or high. Okay, depending on your comfort level. If you see if you want a little bit more FPS, just go for low, but I normally go for high. See, I'm not giving you a graphics setting focused only on performance, right? The game is outstanding, and I believe gamers should enjoy the visuals of this game. So we are trying to strike that sweet spot where we have decent smooth performance as well as decent visuals, right? So ambient occlusion, I normally use it on HPO 5, alright? Bloom, and this one, yeah, personal preference, doesn't really affect performance that much. This one does. I normally keep it on. The water looks so good in this game. Alright, so yeah, that should be all about the graphic settings for RTX 2060 users. I'm basically using a wooden PC, alright? I do have another PC with better hardware, but I'm just doing the benchmark for this one, you know? So yeah, and now if I go back to the game, you could see me playing at 61 frames, which is decent considering the visuals for this game. Yeah, and
If you ever need guidance, Clan Adachi will help you.
okay. Alright, so you could see all this vegetation over here, the trees and everything, the lighting, they look great, and I don't really have any frame drops, so well, that should be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Stop crying.